I don't know how you guys are supposed to know about this, but I'm reading about fatal recalls across the entire United States. I'm talking about the stuff that's in your homes right now. I'm reading about cheese, detergent, places like Target, Aldi, all the places you guys shop. They're talking even more about listeria outbreaks, soups, beef, even dips. I'm gonna rattle through a bunch of these ones that affect all of you guys, and to top it off, I'm gonna talk to you guys about breakfast cereal that the FDA said it needed to take away because it may contain insects. Important information that you guys should know about coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. All right, folks, thank you for returning. Please hit the thumbs up, really helps out this video. And if you find anything valuable, please share this out. This is how people find this stuff out, because a lot of people are watching YouTubers now and other social media versus trusting big media. And I know a lot of you guys, when you're going to the grocery store or you're going to the big market, you're not looking up all of the recent recalls that could be fatal. First on my list is check your fridge. Cheese sold at Aldi recalled due to possible metal fragments. Aren't we reading that everywhere nowadays? It's like there's metal in everything. I've seen all kinds of different powders, even baby formula, where they take a magnet and they go around it, and sure enough, I've seen numerous videos where they put it in a Ziploc bag, and no doubt there is metal fragments against that magnet. It might be something that you want to start home testing, especially this day and age. It says key takeaways from this article are Colby Jack cheese sold at Aldi has been recalled in 4 states due to its possible stainless steel contamination. Well, at least you know it ain't gonna be rusting inside you. FDA classified the recall as a class 2 threat on March 19th, which was just a couple days ago of 2025. Consumers with the product in their fridge should throw it away immediately. Yeah, but make sure you get your money back at least. And I'm pretty sure there'll probably be a product liability claim and people cashing in on something like that because you bought cheese and you ate metal. Next on the list is vegetables. I'm sure a lot of you folks shop in the stores for vegetables. Actually, before that, let's hit this one real quick. Detergent. It says right here on Newsbreak, recall alert 16,000 bottles of Woolite Delicates detergent recalled for bacterial contamination. And that's what you're putting in your clothes? Now get this, Amazon. More than 16,000 bottles of liquid detergent sold on Amazon have been recalled after bacteria was found. So reading through this, if you guys ordered that particular one in January, it was around 14 to 17 bucks. You guys might want to be going down that trail and getting a refund and figuring out what type of effects are going to come from that. Moving right along. On to vegetables. Who in this community buys vegetables? I would say grow your own if you can. If you can't, buy from a local farmer, farmer's market. Figure out who's got the capabilities of growing some stuff. You can easily barter on something that you do that they don't do. But I'm telling you, shopping at a store these days is getting sketch. Vegetables sold at Target stores in 21 states face urgent recall. And this is the thing that I mentioned in a previous video, is like, how can all of these vegetables that are contaminated for an urgent recall be only sold at one store? In this case, Del Monte Foods. They're huge. They've got to be selling to multiple stores, right? Is Target the only one that issues this recall? It says Del Monte Foods Incorporation has issued an urgent recall of nearly 200,000 cans of Good and Gather cut green beans sold at Target stores in 21 states. That's basically half the country. And I know people be buying some green beans. It's a great prepping item. It's a great thing to have on the shelves for emergencies. I know growing up, we had lots of green beans in cans. The recall was issued due to concerns that the cans could be contaminated with foreign objects. The object was not specified in the announcement. Well, I bet not. While the recall was first issued back in February, the FDA recently upgraded it to a class 2 just recently, meaning exposure could cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences. Just what you want to, you think about the FDA. Aren't they supposed to be protecting us from this type of stuff? Because I'm going to tell you what, if you don't already know, This is happening left and right nearly daily. That being said, they are unlikely to cause serious or deadly health problems. Does that make you feel any better after they said temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences? Anyway, if you guys picked up those, you might want to check your cabinets. Product name, Good and Gather cut green beans. And that's the information if you guys want to go down that road. 21 states. Let me rattle through those real quick. Alabama, Arizona, California, Colorado, Georgia, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Missouri, Minnesota, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Texas, Virginia, and Wisconsin. And that's what those guys look like. Moving right along. All right, this one coming out of Food Safety News. And I'm telling you guys, beef, a lot of people get beef. And I know that my kids love these beef sticks. And the company recalls more than 14 tons. Think about how much these things weigh. 14 tons of these beef sticks because of metal pieces in the products. There we go again. Put it in the comments if you guys are wondering why there's so much metal in everything. Metal in half of these things that are recalled. I'll tell you what, it's because of people like you and people like me spreading awareness and probably testing this stuff at home. We've probably been dealing with this for a long time. We just got more people using their brain, thinking, keeping their eyes wide open, and catching it. That's what happened. Pay attention, folks. It says an Idaho company is recalling more than 14 tons of ready-to-eat beef sticks after 2 consumers complained about pieces of metal in the product. Now, this company is called Idaho Smokehouse Partners, LLC of Shelby, Idaho. But just because it was Idaho doesn't mean that was the affected area. The recalled products were shipped to retail locations in California and Illinois. They're saying that these foreign object concerns with the metal, plastic, or wood can contaminate food during manufacturing and pose a risk like choking, dental injury, or gastrointestinal inflation if consumed. So if you guys happen to pick them bad boys up, you might want to put them right back down. Now, if you're still with me, hang tight, because we still got that cereal that the FDA said no more because of insects. And before that, how many of you guys eat dip out there? We've got a dip that's been recalled, and it's a popular one. So let's check this out. Another food recall, over 70,000 cups of hummus pulled for a plastic risk. We've been reading and hearing all about microplastics, right? Well, this is what they have to say. And how many of you guys eat hummus? I like me some hummus, so I'm definitely paying attention, even though I would make my own. I would make my own hummus, wouldn't be risking this type of stuff, but if you guys happen to pick up some hummus, pay attention. Another day, another food recall, and this time hummus lovers should check their fridges. King Harvest voluntarily recalled approximately 71,987 tubs of hummus after discovering plastic fragments in certain batches. The affected products include popular flavors like classic, roasted garlic, jalapeno, and chipotle, and they were sold exclusively in Idaho, Oregon, Washington, through the Pacific Coast Fresh Company, and with Kroger affiliated stores such as Fred Meyer and QFC. So if that's you guys, you might be wanting to go down on that trail, get rid of that stuff, and make that right. Anyone get pre-prepared meals like lean cuisine? This one is hot off the press and getting a lot of attention. Look, in a busy world, I can understand why a lot of people want to get prepackaged meals. All right, this one right here from MSN News. Nationwide alert, Stouffer's and lean cuisine recall 2025. This one's getting a lot of attention, and let me tell you why. It says Nestle USA. Keep an eye on that one, because they're recalling some of Stouffer's and lean cuisine meals after reports of wood-like material in popular dishes like butternut squash, ravioli, and chicken lasagna. Now hold up. In a factory, I'm sure think of a factory, probably a lot of metal machines, and do you think that there's any wood in there? I highly doubt it. So how in the heck can a lean cuisine meal that's probably completely made from robots these days, how could that have wood? Did somebody get mad and throw a wood broom in the thing? I don't know. It makes me wonder. They say that it's only Nestle products being pulled off shelves for containing dangerous materials. How to go from wood to dangerous materials. How dangerous is wood? They're saying that the freezer meals said to be produced between August 2024 and March of 2025 That is a solid almost year. Okay, despite consumer concerns, the recall actually shows Nestle's commitment to quality and customer safety. Probably because it took nearly a year to figure it out. Just saying. Anyway, to give you guys a better idea, because I know lean cuisine, these are a popular grab and go type thing for the people that have busy lives, and I know a lot of you folks out there are very busy. So here's a visual on which ones those are. You might consider some different options moving forward.
This is a public service announcement. Please share this information widely. The images that you see behind me are from a voluntary recall from Nestle for various lean cuisine and Stouffer's frozen food products because there's a potential contamination of wood-like material. This is the complete list of what is a part of this recall, so you can pause to read. I'll give a few moments. If it's not on this list, then it is not a part of the recall. Keep in mind that these products were distributed recently. They were produced between August 2024 and March 2025 and distributed at major retailers throughout the United States between September 2024 and March 2025. It is unclear at this time why this happened, but multiple consumers have filed complaints regarding this issue, and there was one potential choking incident. The FDA has listed this recall on their website, but their normal newsletters that go out do go out a couple of days after these recalls are issued sometimes. So I do grab these recalls and put it on my Substack in case you want to be informed on a daily basis.
So the part that has me concerned is in one spot they say it's wood, right? And in another part it says pulling off the shelves for containing dangerous materials. Do you think we'll ever really know? But this one is making national news on big media. Check this out. Very short clip.
Lean cuisine and Stouffer's frozen meals because of the potential presence of foreign material. In a statement, the company says there could be, quote, wood-like material in those meals. If you have them in your freezer, return them to the store for a full refund. And for a full list of products affected, go to our website, today.com.
So the fact that this thing is hitting big media kind of makes me wonder, like, they want more people to get this out of their homes. Foreign materials. Like I said, what kind of wood could be in a factory like that? I'd be extra precautious with that one. Another real quick one that might affect a lot of you before we get to insects in cereal is, oh, make that two. This one's also very recent. Food recalls, updates March 17, Chowder and pet food products removed. There's a picture of it right there. It says 2 separate food recalls have been issued concerning seafood chowder and pet food products. Well, shoot, I hope they're not making the same thing at the same factory for the cats and us, right? Citing potential health risks to consumers and animals, U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, recently reported on its website the recall impacts certain batches of smoked salmon, chowder, and clam chowder, as well as raw cat food containing chicken. Man, there's a lot going on there. Like I said, I hope it doesn't go hand in hand. They're saying this could lead to serious health issues, including botulism in humans and avian flu concerns in pet food. That is not good. What to know? The Sea Bear Company voluntarily recalled the smoked salmon chowder and alehouse clam chowder due to potentially contamination with Clostridium botulinum, probably butchered that, the bacteria that can cause botulism and serious illness that affects the nervous system. Okay, this one might take the cake because that is not good. Have a good look at that stuff, because if you guys are picking up that, this could be going down a bad trail. It gives you all the stats right there. You guys can read it. There's also a couple other one. Glass noodles with vegetables, macaroni and cheese, Wang Ao hot pot sauce, Zara Herbals dietary supplements. Anyway, they're saying advise pet owners to stop feeding the recalled product to their cats immediately and to return it to the retailer for a proper destruction and full refund. Okay, so they're taking that one up a notch. Normally they're just like, oh, just throw it away. But I would pay special attention to that headline. I would look that up if that's you guys. Okay, and I think that there's a chocolate one out there. For some reason I didn't save it to share it, but let's bring this in for a landing with the contains insects with breakfast cereal. FSA recalls breakfast cereal as it may contain insects. What is this all about? A do not eat warning has been issued for a breakfast item sold in Tesco, Ocado or Asado and Amazon due to potential bug contamination. Gross. The Food Standards Agency FSA issued recalls for various reasons, including undisclosed allergens on packaging and the detection of plastic in the product. Holy moly, they got a lot going on with cereal these days. It says when a product is recalled, the FSA provides details about the consumer should do if they have purchased the item and why it has been withdrawn from sale. Root Health Food Ltd has been forced to recall a batch of chocolate crunch granola because the product might contain insects and clearly a whole bunch of other stuff, posing a potential health risk that may make them unsafe to eat. Yet they're trying to feed us insects at the same time, right? Now they're saying the Root Health granola typically contains a blend of toasted whole grain cereals with cocoa, raw sugar, chopped almonds, and coconut flakes. Customers are advised to check their cupboards to see if they've bought this cereal and brand and if it was affected. Anyway, that's what the cereal looks like. If you think that you guys are getting real healthy out there and possibly eating, what did they say? All kinds of stuff. They said, including undisclosed allergens on packaging and detection of plastic in the product and apparently insects. So anyway, that's quite a dose of recalls with a lot of, I'm talking about millions and millions of people that have this stuff sitting in their shelves, sitting in the fridge right now. This is important stuff for everyone. I appreciate it if you guys please share it out, because I know that there's a lot of folks out there that just are not going to get this information. If you liked this information, I got a lot more right up here in this video right up here, a boatload of astonishing information about what's also going in your home. If you like staying up to date with news and awareness, please hit that subscribe button because I've got a lot more coming down the pipe. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.